I've never been so into it. Like, it's like, this size of me, and you three just come in and I'm like, okay, this is the first time I'm in a ring. And thank you for sharing that. That false sense of security. But lovely to meet you guys. I'm sure people are walking in, which is very, very nice. And, yeah, more people, come on in. We're going to be chatting to guys. So we're just having a very, very quick chat. Because I know you guys have got something coming up soon as well on Tuesday.
Yeah, at Blackfriars Comedy Club. We're doing Ghálus Boys on Talk, so we're going to be sharing all the stories from the WWE from the past 7 years, all the ups and downs and the goings on and the inner workings. So get yourselves along to that.
Yeah, so with that in mind, let's have a little bit of a taste over the next 20 minutes or so. Because I think the biggest one is WrestleMania 14. You were involved in training with a certain individual. Can you tell us a little bit about training with The Rock? What was that like?
Yeah, it was an incredible experience training with Rock. Really surreal the first time we got a message. It's like, we're flying you guys out to LA to train with Rock. So you just kind of take a second and go like, I don't know what's going on here. But it was a fantastic experience. He is as humble as he comes across in interviews and took really good care of us. And it was just great to see the match at WrestleMania because we all had a hand in helping out in training, and he looked fantastic, just looked like a Rock. So
amazing. And what the training looked like? What was involved?
So The Rock obviously keeps himself very, very fit, but he hadn't been in a wrestling ring for the best part of a decade, if not longer. So it was our job to get him ring ready, get the ring rust off. So we put him through his paces, we walked around the ring, run the ropes, general things that we do to prepare yourself for a pro wrestling match. But this wasn't just any match, this was like the biggest WrestleMania in history, the biggest main event in WrestleMania history, the biggest star in the world. So there was a lot of responsibility on our shoulders, and that was a big mistake. And to watch the match back, I was
going to ask that because was there a sense of pressure about the field with them?
I don't think there was pressure in the sense of like we need to do this day in day out. So there's never real pressure for us to get in a ring and have a match or play or wrestle. And I think the pressure we all felt was do not injure this guy. If something happens and there's a slip and we hit him, we are in big trouble. The biggest WrestleMania of all time, the main event, wrestling actually, he is in tip-top condition. So that I think is the only new pressure that we have, was just make sure that he comes in better than, or he leaves better than he came in, make sure he's healthy, he's happy, he's good to go.
It's not a story you would have, is it? If you were the one who's injured The Rock just for that. So yeah, I can feel that. So yeah, you were involved with WWE, with NXT. So what was that like being involved? Some of the high moments and the low moments. How was that?
I mean, definitely training The Rock is up there. It's one of the high moments. Me and Murphy winning the NXT tag team titles and the NXT UK tag team titles again. A real high for us, and you're stood in the ring at the Spectrum, North Carolina. Me and Murphy standing there, and then the New Day come out. When their music hit, we did have that moment of like, oh wow, this is massive, like huge reaction. Here they come. Some golden pancakes to the lot, so like that was definitely a high. To be honest, there wasn't as such many lows, and I think one of the things that people don't realise is just the grind of it. At every day in, day out, training and just keeping yourself ready, because you never know that you never know when you're going to get a text saying, hey, can you come train the wall? You never know when you're going to get a text saying, we need you on Monday night, or we need you on Friday night smack, or we're on NXT TV on Tuesday, you're on this live record. You just got to stay ready the whole time. You never know what's around the corner.
Do you have like one moment that sort of took away from that sort of favourite moment? Would be?
I think again, part of it in terms of favourite moments would be like winning the titles. Yeah, that's kind of especially with the tag team. And I think working there for such a length of time, seeing guys come in the door with zero experience, to then going out on live events, TV, and then PLEs with them, and having what I would consider great matches like that. That's the kind of most fulfilling kind of high moments that I think we have there.
Fantastic. Was there anything that you wish you had done differently during your time?
As strange as that sounds, one of the things I wish we'd done differently was be a little bit more selfish. The three of us as a group are what we would class as top professionals. We've done everything that was asked of us. And sometimes you have to be a little bit more selfish, but it's just not in our nature to do that. We're all about helping the pro wrestling industry, pushing it forward. There's just sometimes I think we could have been just a little bit more selfish.
That's actually kind of leads into the next question. So, with the sort of the actors, wrestling in the UK over the last 10 years has been getting better since 2010. You guys are sort of a big part of that. So I guess like what was your experience in the indie scene and seeing the changes?
The three of us were a crucial part in building what British wrestling became, to the point where the WWE had to take notice because they were making so much noise. So we were actually in this building 2016, 2014.
Good afternoon, we've got a conference. We're going to be running the radio list today just to let you know that at 2 o'clock, Harstall from Beach to Screen with Toby Donovan and Jenny Walser will be taking place on the main stage. If you are going to the Harstall from Beach to Screen with Toby Donovan and Jenny Walser, please be seated for starting at 2 p.m. Thank you.
Yeah, we were a major part of that, along with other guys that came in, so just walked in and all the guys and girls in the back. So the point where the WWE had to take notice, and we were in 2015, and we had 4,000 people crammed into the SEC. And then the year later, we went down to 7,000 in the Hydro, and that, for an independent promotion, was unheard of. It hadn't been done famously since the days of Big Daddy and Giant Haystacks, like 30 years old, before we done it. So, coming back out of the WWE, knowing that there's still a market here for professional wrestling. I mean, look at how many people have packed out this arena for us today. Thank you all very much for sitting with us. We are back from the WWE to help grow Scotland and British professional wrestling.
Love that. It's great to see some team have gone, been an experience to bring it back to as well. And in terms of like the changes in the UK scene, what's that been like seeing it evolve and seeing it change? What have been the most noticeable changes that we've seen?
The talent is certainly stepping up, not just in the ring, but in the gym when it comes to nutrition. Everyone's starting to treat themselves like a professional and start to look like stars, which is the first thing that you want. Everyone steps in this ring, they need to look like they belong. And you know the difference between someone that doesn't, it just kind of falls a bit flat. You're alright, get out. But the main difference I feel is just how much effort everyone's putting in, because it's attainable. If Mark, Joe, Wolfgang can go do it, then there's nothing stopping anyone else. Like when we started, there wasn't a path to the WWE. Now you can start training around Will's gym, you can start training in the asylum, and eventually get on the independent scene here, go to the bigger promotions down south. And at one point the WWE will take notice of it. You work hard enough and you want bad enough.
it's amazing. You, as you say, created that pathway, which is huge for people. I'm sure there's some young people that I love this, very part of this, and we have to create this. Well done. In terms of the future, then, what are the plans? What are you seeing?
Well, that's the thing about the Gallus firm. You do not know where we are going to end up. We could turn up anywhere, anytime, any show, any country. So I personally follow us all on social media. Just keep your eyes peeled because there might be a few exciting things happening in the pipeline that maybe we can't say about just now.
Any hints? Nothing at all. You're really tight-lipped on this one. Tuesday. And so what's happening? Remind us what's happening on Tuesday again?
So on Tuesday we have Gallus Boys on Talk, where we'll be going a little bit more in depth, sharing some funny stories, some things that maybe we're not allowed to say. That's at Blackfriars and doors at 7:30. The show starts at 8, and it is in association with One Fall.
Amazing. So guys, go check that out on Tuesday. First, anything last message for the audience?
No, just get as many in here now, enjoy the show. Iron Brothers, when it comes to professional wrestling, always delivers. And again, I think going back to like British wrestling, what we've seen since we've been involved is just even just look at this. Every show we go to now has got high level production value. So there's no show that you're going to buy a ticket from that you're going to be disappointed in what you see. So to everyone, just keep supporting the local scene here. Really it does have and is producing some absolutely top talent. So for everyone, if you've never been to a show, get yourselves along. And for everyone that has been to a show, keep coming. We'd love to see you.
Guys, thank you so much for joining for a quick chat. We really appreciate it. Guys, can we have a big round of applause for Gallus?
Thank you very much, guys, for listening to this talk. We are Gallus. Enjoy the rest of Comic-Con, okay? Thank you very much.
Action number 4. Chris, that's number 1. This is the best assassin. for the next entrance. Success has been eliminated. Has been eliminated. Are you ready, kids?
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise again for SpongeBob!
Well, folks, sadly that is all the time for we have for this show. However, we are back to the creative with another one.
some noise once again for Ghálus! Well, folks, as I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted by Eddie Castle. Would you like to see some wrestling? Okay then, well, the following contest is a ladder match for the Fan Frontier Championship. Introducing first. She is your reigning and fighting Frontier Champion. And her first opponent. Coming right the ring, she is the beautiful bruiser. This is Molly Sparta. And their next opponent. He is the dude of Iron Knuckles. This is Coffey Gallus. And their next opponent.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for. Searching in the dark, sweat soaking through the floor. Buried in your bones, there's an ache that you can't ignore. Taking your breath, still in your mind, and all that was real is left behind. It's only this moment, don't care what happens after. Your dream, can't you see you getting closer? Just surrender, cause you're here to feel it, take it over.
Introduce the talent, the talent, he is Jules. opponent. Making her way towards the ring, she is the mother of chaos. This is Casey. And their final opponent. Yes, Iron Girdle Royalty. This is Prince Lever. Contact! Contact!
If you were all not there yesterday, yesterday was the worst day of my life. I lost my girl. She was my everything. But today, I can change that. I can make this the best day of my life. And you come home with me. I like going to you.
Hey!
Just to let you know that the professional photo shoot with Gary, John and Jules is about to take place at 10 to 3. That's the professional photo shoot with Gary, John and Jules. The shoot is taking place at 2:50 at the professional photo shoot. Thank you.
You see that? They didn't have no pyrotechnics and smoke, so I brought me out.
We're not allowed in Glasgow, otherwise it would just. You know that.
The police are waiting for me outside.
Amazing. How are you guys doing? Are you enjoying the convention today? Have you seen-
Absolutely. It's always great when we sort of meet each other at these conventions, because nowadays, at our age, it's the only place we really see each other, isn't it? We used to see each other every week.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I do love it. It's like when I came in today, because I wasn't here yesterday. I came in today, and they were
I
like,
wasn't here yesterday.
"You weren't here yesterday." Ah, you see, it was just yourself.
I was here yesterday.
So you were here yesterday, yeah?
I was there yesterday.
It was fantastic. I came in and they were like, "Right, okay, Rick, you're going to be. This is Ellen. You're going to do the cover." But actually, Danny was a last-minute guest, so we're going to have him up on the stage as well. And I was
Exactly. I heard Ellen was coming, so I was
see, drove up specially just for that. But my favourite thing as well was the first thing that I heard from you was, "How was the shower?" Which is a strange way to be introduced to someone. I'm not going to lie. How was the shower?
The shower was fantastic. The Dakota Hotel, 10 out of 10. That's all I can say.
So if you're looking for a shower recommendation, that's the way to
Highly
go.
recommended.
So have you two been to Glasgow before? That's the big question.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to Glasgow. I was in Glasgow easily 20 plus years ago.
Ooh.
I was filming a television series called Cardiac Arrest.
Yes.
You can find it somewhere on the somewhere.
Somewhere.
They're all
And,
online, aren't they?
yeah, it was written by Jed Mercurio, who and he was a doctor one time,
Yeah.
and he
Big,
decided
big,
to write
big.
yeah.
Big right.
He decided to write this television series about the medical profession, his time working at the NHS. And people were like, "Oh, you can't do this, this is wrong, this is right." He said, "Look, I'm a doctor. What I wrote was my experience working as a doctor in the NHS." It was shocking. He talked about how doctors were so tired because they were so overworked and underpaid that they make mistakes, all those kind of things that we dread to hear. He was exploring all of it in the CB series. Yeah, it's called Cardiac Arrest. If you see it, watch.
And
It's
20
brilliant.
years later, of
Yes.
course, we all believe him now.
Yeah.
When Granny's on the gurney in the corridor.
Yeah.
You know, so we have to, give these guys a lot of credit. Because it's very, the industry will fight against you because obviously, there'll be a few MPs calling up going,
Yeah.
"What are you doing?" They get a lot of stuff. All of this stuff has to go through lawyers before you ever see it.
Yeah.
So the fact that it was on telly, that's legally fine.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop them from making your life hell on that show.
But Glasgow was so welcoming. That was the first time I fell in love with Glasgow. Actually, yes, with Glasgow. And then I fell in love with Edinburgh.
My city.
I fell in love with Edinburgh. I came to Edinburgh with a play. The play was called Ritual, and it was one of the first plays that I did that went on tour. We had the most amazing summer. The Edinburgh Festival was like the place to be, and we couldn't believe our luck. It was one day we did some publicity, so we went and hired kilts and full Scottish regalia, and we were prancing around town, giving out leaflets to everybody, and the people were so welcoming, so warm, so we were like, "Oh, we like it here, can we stay?" So yeah, I have really, really lovely feedback from Glasgow and Edinburgh, so I like your city.
I love that. The people of Glasgow are like, "What, people were friendly in Edinburgh? Not possible." That was amazing.
I first came to Glasgow in the late 70s at the King's Theatre, and I was in the a dance group called the Second Generation, Dougie Squire's Second Generation, and I was in a variety show with Lenny Henry and the Crankies,
That is quite a variety show there, isn't it?
Then next time I think I came to Edinburgh, I was I used to do a bit of DJing back in the day, like Joe does now, and so I went on tour with a band called Joe Boxers, and we played Edinburgh. No, sorry, we played Glasgow Cup final day against Celtic and Rangers. So you can imagine, I'm in a van, like, you know, the typical touring van with this band, there's about 8 of us in it, and we hit the crowd. Man, we heard the singing from about a mile away, right? And then when we actually got into the throng, it was like everybody eyes front. You remember what they looked like? They looked like Northern Dockers with, you know, Peaky Blinders hats and hobnail boots and donkey jackets. And can you imagine these guys singing, walking down the road with crates of beer on their shoulders? You know, we were like bricking it. And that night, we played that night. And of course, one of those teams is going to lose. And they're going to be in that club. I've never been so worried in my life. You know what I mean? But that's Glasgow for you. Nothing happened. Of course, we had a wonderful time, and of course, that was just paranoia.
So I've got to ask, obviously, you've been to Glasgow before. Let's have a little test of things that you may or may not have tried. First of all, deep fried Mars bar.
Do you know what? I was in that chip shop last night under the station. I always go there.
Yes.
I was there at midnight last night.
Seeing local already, aren't you?
I looked at the battered hamburgers.
Mm-hmm.
The battered, I don't know what, it was a big long black thing. You didn't look like the sausage, you might have been black pudding.
Yep.
Yeah, so what else? I had haggis in Aberdeen.
Nice.
What was
Deep fried haggis.
What was the hotel that Nelson Mandela stayed at?
Oh, that's a good question.
He planted a tree there.
I know
I
the
was
hotel.
staying there, and I had haggis there. I did a Scottish sword dance in full kill everything, and with a piper and clad in Harris tweed, and with 2 professional sword dancers. I learnt it when we got to the hotel and performed it at night. And anyone come to my table, I'll show them that very picture.
Excellent, excellent. Well, have you tried deep fried Mars bar?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay, so can we get an order for a deep fried Mars bar? Okay, fine, okay. Macaroni pie. Yes. Right.
Hold on, is this macaroni cheese?
In a pie.
No.
What, with no?
Crust, yeah.
Oh, so it's macaroni cheese.
In a pie.
Bit of pie.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
We Caribbean people leave the pie bit out.
Just the macaroni.
Macaroni cheese, we sell that all day among us. In fact, you don't need anything else.
Gotta have the macaroni pie.
Cheese.
Give us a cheer if you've had a macaroni pie. Give us a cheer if you've had a macaroni pie in the last week. Okay, it's a staple.
So it's around your house afterwards then.
Okay, last one. Tablet. Have you tried tablet? Oh, tablet.
No.
Yeah, tablet. Scottish tablet. It's a sweet. It's like a sweet.
No, I haven't.
It's like fudge, but damages your teeth even more.
Oh my days.
No, I haven't.
But basically, they took fudge and they went, fudge does not have enough sugar. Let's stick more of it in there. So,
I won't be eating that. These teeth cost far too much money, baby.
amazing. So you guys go back then. So you guys have worked together before. What have you worked together on? What was the highlights?
We weren't not together, that's in paradise.
But we've done stuff.
I was not in your episode.
We've done all kinds of stuff. We don't get actors do things like workshops, readings. We've done loads of that stuff.
Yeah.
Look, in that scenario, pretty much actors, if they're not working on stage or on television, they're going to be working at something else with actors. Trying to get workshops together.
Yeah.
Someone will come up and say, look, I'm trying to get this film together, can you come and read it with us? You know, and those are the bits that no one sees. All of these actors, you know, you might not see them on telly, but they're absolutely grafting for other people. And I can tell you a simple story where you can get the results out of that. One time I actually drove all the way to Peterborough, some guy at college. He said, oh, I'm trying to get my passport out filmed together, and can you come and do a bit? And I went down to Peterborough, and like you do. And many years later,
the Gallus trio are doing their professional photo shoot at 3:20. If you have pre-booked, please make your way over there now. Thank you.
That's showbiz. Yeah. Anyway, so
he's doing his film.
yeah, he's doing his film. I went down and helped him. Many years later, my agent got a call and said, "Oh, look, some guy wants you to do this part in this TV series that they've just got commissioned. One of them, they both write it. One of them directs it, and the other one edits it. So it's just that. Anyway, so I got here. It's the old thing. Why me? It's straight off an audition. He goes, why me? And he goes, when we was at uni, right? You came and helped our friend on his film, and we always remembered that. And we said, right, when we get our first job, we're going to hire him. And they did. I played the police chief, another American police chief. That was crazy. It was called Top Coppers. And that's, you might not get the benefit then, but they never forget you.
Yeah.
And that's happened to me quite a few times.
I love that. What about yourself? Have you got any?
I'm sure Helen's had the same. We
All the time.
Yeah.
People usually come up to me and go, oh, I really like your work. I've written this play, or I've written this TV show. I think that you won't be available, and you won't want to do it. I'm like, no. I tell you what you do. You send it to my agent. My agent will send it to me. I'll read it, and if it's good and I'm available, I will do it, whether you have money or not. Because it's about support and encouragement. You will be the future filmmaker, director, producer, and so on and so forth. So, no, please don't say that. If there's something you think I might be interested in, or something that
Send it. Always send it.
Send it to my agent, and he'll get it to me. So
I can show you emails right now. In fact, I'm meeting someone on Tuesday at the Old Vic who's written this. It's an amazing film, and I just hope that it gets made. But I'm meeting him at the Old Vic, at the Young Vic on Tuesday.
Yeah. It's
And he
possible.
contacted me on social media. I'll meet him on Tuesday.
We're accessible.
Yeah.
I think people don't realise that. I don't think that people realise that I do stand-up comedy myself, and it's like people are like, oh, I wanted to see you do this thing, and sometimes I get stuff through the post through social media or through emails, and I'm like, that sounds interesting. I absolutely want to do that. For example, I'm doing OCON, so another convention up in Stornoway. This is the second time I've done it. I'm doing it in October, but I did it the first time 2 years ago. Completely random. They just, oh, your name came up. Someone recommended you. Do you want to come and do it? I was like, absolutely. And I went up to Stornoway and had a great time.
You don't want to let the guy down, but let's put you up.
Yeah. Well, there's that.
At the same time, I can tell you now. Labyrinth the movie, right? Do you know who got me that part? Charles Organs. Yeah. What did he do? I got to record a song with David Bowie in the Penthouse studio at Abbey Road Studios, and Jim Henson directed it. I mean, I ticked about 100 boxes.
A-listers.
But you know that Charles Organs actually played one of the characters as well, and the other one was Richard Watkins, who they're both just recently passed away. And so how Charles Organs played Queeg in Red Dwarf. He also choreographed the Blue Midget Dance and Tongue Tied. And how he got the role in Red Dwarf is we finished the series and we all went to dinner. So everyone brought their wives. So I brought the 7-foot tall black bald American. And of course, he absolutely destroyed everybody at this table that night. So imagine this, Paul Jackson, the producer, Robin Dubb, the writers, Ed By, the director, they all got their partners with them. Charles literally just took over the table and they turned and he's the only character in 38 years that they wrote an episode for specifically. And after it was just like Robin Duckett. Robin's like, they're really excited. Manchester next to Robin, we got to write an episode for this guy. We got to write an episode for this guy. And that was it. Quick. And it turned out to be one of the best guest star appearances voted by the fans. I couldn't believe it. Unbelievable. And that's it. Look at that. He gave me Dublin. I took him out to dinner and they wrote an episode of Red Dwarf for him. I went, hold on a minute, they wrote one for me.
How long did it take for Promised Land, didn't it?
And the actor who played my brother, who will very clear on, is a good friend of mine. And we've never worked together. I'm nearly 50 years in this. He lives up at, I live here in Brent, he lives there in Brent. I went to see him at the Harleston Library, he did a talk there, and I went, I would go and listen to this. And his story is pretty much the same as mine. A guy from, typical sort of Windrush generation, London, blah, blah, blah. Went to a little drama group in his local area in the church. Exactly the same as me. He ends up playing my brother 45 years later.
That's the thing, isn't it? You don't know who you're going to be. And just be open to sort of trying everything. Like Ellen, your back catalogue, your experience is insane. Especially to go from like EastEnders, which is like huge. But now you're like doing like Arcane. Like, how different could you get between the two of them? What was it like, sort of like having that sort of experience, like EastEnders and Death in Paradise and all these type of things? Going into something like Arcane, what was that like for you?
Amazing, absolutely amazing. Feel very blessed. But in relation to EastEnders, I'm in the history books because having played 4 different characters over the last 30 years.
Right.
Every time they invite me back for a casting, I think they're going to ask to play. It was like, no, something completely different. So the last one was my favorite, Claudette Hubbard.
Yeah, but not many people get to do multiple characters in a soap opera.
But Claudette Hubbard was she was the first class BITCH. I loved playing her. She was sexy, she was cool, she was just, I really, because it's the complete opposite to me. So I really let my head out to play her.
That's when we're in our element, when it's a departure from ourselves.
Yeah.
We all pray for that. Nobody wants to play themselves. There's far too many of them out there doing that. And I don't want to be that. I want to try and get as far away from me as possible.
And what characters, have you had a character like that where you would say that's the furthest away from you?
Do you know what? Well, Red Dwarf, but the one that really scared me was Playboy of the West Indies on stage. Because, Cyril Unry is a big giant in the game. We were the same age. I was playing his dad. That, for me, was that wet bottom time. Yeah? And that you ain't got this together till you get on
bring
stage.
your A game.
But you will never know until you get on stage. And not only that, it's a part that is played by some very great names in our business. Rudolph Walker was in the first one, wasn't he? And I'm on stage with people that I watched on telly, Oscar James, Malcolm Fredericks. I'm watching people that my first ever job in front of a camera was an extra, and the play was called Ghálus, and it starred the guy that I was on stage with in Playboy of West Indies, Oscar James, who was in the original family of EastEnders.
Right, I see.
It's a little bit very, 6 degrees of separation.
I love it.
But I love the whole Arcane. By the way, I found that Arcane was nominated for an Emmy in the US, and a fan told me, actually, Arcane has won.
What?
An Emmy.
See,
Come on. basically, you've got 2 Emmy-winning actors.
Yeah.
Red Dwarf got an Emmy. Yeah. Come on.
How's it feel? I mean, because Emmys are amazing.
Yes,
So,
yes. You want to see the goodie bag, the list of things in the goodie bag.
Wow. Yeah, you got America's different. Do you remember they used to iPads, iPhones, they things that they put in their goodie bags. You go, what?
In the UK, it's like a notebook and a pen.
A couple of flyers to some gig and
A 10% discount to Deliveroo.
a couple of luncheon vouchers. You can spend them anywhere except McDonald's.
Here's some Dairy Dunkers, but they're off.
It's some Dunkin'
Well, I
Donuts.
have to tell you this about Arcane. It is, I call it a gift that keeps on giving. Because it was my first voice acting role. I've done plays for BBC Radio 3, 4, 2, and so on, which is very different because there you're not on your own. You can have actors and so on. But with something like Arcane, you are on your own because you're in a recording booth in London.
There's no references around you.
Yeah.
You just got
You're in
it's all
LA,
got to
you're
come
in
out
New
here.
York, and that's it. And,
Yeah.
what starts off as a pen and ink drawing over the months become what you see
Yeah.
now as a show. It's just been phenomenal.
And you don't know until it comes out. I remember I did a bit in After Christmas, and she was in LA, and I've got her on the screen here, and it's, it's kind of strange. Giving you a note, and then you go, oh, she's on the screen, And I just finished doing an animation film, right? Because we've done the voices, we know what our characters look like, but we haven't seen it. Myself and Sean Pertwee. And my first ever convention was in Chicago. There we were, at top of BBC Two, never been invited to anywhere in England. I'm on the plane to Chicago, going to a convention. What? So anyway, I get there, there's about 7 Doctor Who's there. I'm striding through the airport with John Pertwee. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was like, that's my doctor when I was a kid in the 60s. And so, I'm supposed to be the actor. I'm going through the airport. And then, like 45 years later, I'm in the studio with his son. This is a business that keeps on giving, but it's also a business that you're in the wrong place, it keeps on taking. And we've had many people fall off that cliff, and it's mental health time for a lot of people in this game. It's not all smelling of roses. When you hear no for 5 years and you're trying to be an actor, it's like, and a lot of people, don't come back from that. I know people who come back to do 9 to 5, selling insurance because they can't take the no anymore. And it's like, what can you say to them? And
somebody gave me a really good explanation of that. I think it was a producer. He was saying to me that no, look at it from another perspective. That no means that you're not tall enough for what they want. You're not short enough for what they want.
Right.
You're not fat enough for what they want. You're not skinny enough for what
You
they
never
want.
know.
And all the things that you can't be. So that's what that no is.
Exactly.
So don't take it personally. I've never thought of it. I said, that's how I think. That's how you keep your sanity. It wasn't for me. And I also believe, I'm a firm believer in what's yours will never
be
go
yours.
past.
Yeah.
It will go round and about, but it will come back to you.
Yeah, and it doesn't just come like that. I mean, it's we're talking about Death in Paradise. What they don't see is that I had 4 auditions for that role. It wasn't. There's no one giving work away out there. I had to go and earn that. So that means if I had 4 auditions, there were people like around that were in the same chance as me of getting it. And it's how do you turn up for the next one? Is it you're going to up your game? They've seen you 3 times. Obviously, I'm making my decision today. But we don't know, it could have been 8 times. Hollywood sector people have been there for a year auditioning, screen tests. But, we just have to crack on through it.
I didn't work for Arcane. They saw me 3 times. The first time I was there, we went to Pinewood Studios just before COVID. Went to Pinewood Studios, and there were about 10, 12 other actresses, all the same age group, and we all know each other. We were always turning up in the same casting. So we had a great time having a laugh and shooting and all the rest of it. And then we went to the audition and went away. 2 weeks later, they called me back. I said, oh, that's good. So I went back. There was a link with LA, and they told me what they were thinking about the character of Vanessa, who she is. So I did the casting again. I went home. 6 weeks later, I didn't hear anything. And just as I was about to give up, I thought, okay, it wasn't for me. I hope that one of the fabulous actresses I know has got the job, so I left it. And then about a week later, my agent calls me and says, you sitting down? I go, yeah, what? He says, well, be ready, because they want you for Ambassador Ghálus. I screamed the house down. I screamed the house down. I screamed the house down. And then the work begins. And what I didn't know, in March this year, I was in Ghana holidaying, and there was a Q&A with Arcane fans. And somebody in the audience asked, why was there any British actors in Arcane? And the producer said, well, no, we auditioned worldwide. And I'm like, worldwide? I said, is that why it took 6 weeks for you to come out?
Absolutely.
He said, absolutely, we had to find the right voice for what we had in mind. For Ambessa, when we had to come back to you. Yeah, so you gotta be patient, you gotta trust yourself. That's the other thing too.
And also, there's always that. A couple of times it's happened to me. I've walked away from an audition thinking, "Oh my god, I was so shit," and I've written that off, and then the phone rings. They thought we were wonderful.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
A few times
Don't
I've
know
had
where
that.
you are.
Oh, I killed that casting. If I don't get the job, it's okay. If I get it,
You believe that you've done the best as you can do.
believe in yourself. Yeah, excellent. Yeah,
Oh.
believe in yourself.
So we're going to open it up to the room now for a couple of questions. Can we get the lights up just a little bit, just so we can see? And we'll take some questions. Oh, whoa, yeah, straight into the light. Hand covering her face. Yeah, lady in there. Sorry, it's so bright. You can turn it on the side a little bit.
Okay, so sorry guys, I'm a bit nervous with the mic. So you know how you were saying before, like it's on me again. So you know how you were saying before about this was your
You need to put the
voice?
mic closer to your mouth, dear.
Sorry guys, I'm not professional.
It's okay, it's okay.
You know how you were saying before it's your like first voice role, right? What was it like? Did you apply to voice roles before? What made you decide to apply to Ambassador? Because like you were saying, you have done voiceover before. What made you want to do this?
That's a good question.
I didn't want to do it. It was a job.
In a nutshell.
It was, first of all, it was a job, but also I was attracted to the information they gave me about Ambessa, this powerful warrior woman. And I just said, oh my goodness, yes, I'd love to play her. I had to dig deep in myself to find her. And because I'm a theatre actor, I have a theatre background, you work a character and you find out all the information you can about the character. And then you go play her so that whatever changes, you can find your way through because you know the person. And I remember someone saying to me, well, how does that work? I said, look, if you ask me what Ambessa had for breakfast, I can tell you. She had a young man.
Absolutely.
That's the kind of the level that you have to go into it. So that whatever happens, you can find your way through. So, yeah.
Based and casserole. That's to be done slowly over several hours.
We've got a question just over here as well.
Hi, you both had such insanely varied roles. I mean, Danny, specifically for me as a kid, it was Red Dwarf and Story Makers. So I was wondering what your process for picking auditions or like choosing which audition to apply to actually is.
I didn't quite get the last bit.
So what's your process of picking audition? Like, do you pick your job,
Job.
auditions?
I swear I've never picked a job. That guy auditions me, and if I go to that audition, even if I haven't read the script, I've got to be prepared to go through with that. If you do not, and they go, well, if you like the audition, you really want it, then you turn around and say, well, actually, I don't want to do it. Boy, all you're going to have in your audition diary is tumbleweeds. Yeah, it's just going to be. Everyone goes, oh, she thinks she's above her station. You got problems. So for me, I'm of the ilk that I can make any character work. And so I'll audition for anything. And you can look at the characters I've done. I read Red Dwarf and went, oh my God, what is this? And I was thinking, the first thing that came to my head was, who's he talking to? There's no one else in the scene. And I realised, oh God, he's talking to himself. And then, that was the first one. Wow. And people say, well, what did you think when you first read Red Dwarf? And I was honest, I said, listen, this is either going to be a monster hit or the biggest pile of poo ever made. And luckily for me, it was the first one. Yeah, no, and I'm on record as saying, I was like, imagine going to the audition thinking, how am I going to do this? And all it said was, there's a guy in a smart suit. That was it. So, of course, I went to the audition in the suit, which was my dad's old wedding suit. And the cat's first pink suit was copied to the stitch from that suit. Yeah. I love it.
But the other thing too, also, you have to have fun. You really have to go in there, not just to impress them, but have fun for yourself as well. In terms of exploring. Yeah. I'm going to explore this and push it as far as I can and have as much fun as I can there and then, which makes it so much easier. It then becomes, we want to work with you. We know you're going to bring something amazing to the show, the film, the television, the voice, whatever. And if you go in there with the other attitude of, no, that doesn't work. That really doesn't work. So go in there. I'm going to have fun, and I'm going to bring you along with me, etc. That seems to be
well,
and
also, the first thing they're going to notice is, if she's, for instance, if she comes in with something, a flower in her hair, something, I don't know what it is. If you're going up for, a Billie Holiday, and some girl comes, just with a flower in her hair,
she's done her homework.
She's done her homework. He's taken his suit and his hair was all slicked back and that. He's done the homework, and they go, well, one thing for sure, if we hire him or not, keep that guy in mind because we put the work in, and those guys will come back at some point.
Well, famously, Michael Dorn from Star Trek: Next Generation went to his audition in full Klingon regalia and didn't speak to anybody the entire thing, just acted like a Klingon the entire thing.
You know the story of Robin Williams audition for Mork and Mindy, right? Absolutely. I mean, how do you audition for that part? I mean, I'm
like, they only have fun.
Yeah.
Do you know what
White voices. Yeah.
Well, he's meant to be an alien, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he's auditioning an alien, right? So how does an alien sing? How does he? So you know what he did? He did the audition on the chair in a headstand.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's him. That's more.
Yeah.
And 50% of that show was Robin Williams acting.
He's best.
And then, who didn't say Mark Holling awesome? Mark Holling awesome. Coming awesome.
I think we've got time for one more question.
One quick little something.
Just one at the front here.
One quick little something. Right, you're about auditioning. One of the things that I had an opportunity to sit in on a casting. A friend of mine said, "Oh, Ellen, could you sit in and read with the actors when they come in?" And that I learned so much about acting when you're doing that. Because right from the moment you walk through the door and you come and sit in the chair and talk to us, people in the casting room, we know whether you're going to get the job or not. You get people, they walk in and like, I don't deserve this, I don't really want this job,
Yeah.
I don't want to be here, I really love it. You do all of that. And then you come, no.
Yeah,
From
yeah.
the moment you
Absolutely.
walk in the door, that can apply to you also. Getting in a day-to-day life, going for a job interview.
Yeah.
You walk in with confidence that you're going to nail this. That works. That
Yeah.
really, really works. So
And
I
do
learned a lot
and do
from
you know
that.
what gets in the way of that? It's because you're a nice person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be that nice
And that
person.
nice person comes in, hi,
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and that's not what they're looking for, is it? They want someone to come in.
Yeah.
What time does it start? What time does it start? And I've got another appointment in 10 minutes. You know, you do that and they go, shit. Listen, you're going to have to wait for my autobiography. And when I tell you about my Blade 2 audition, you will not believe it. I'll tell you. Okay, now last question again.
Hi, I was wondering, what was your favourite scene when you were recording for Ambessa to record?
Ooh. Yeah.
Yes, there were so
Such
many.
a difficult.
Yeah, there were so many. I did enjoy the scenes where Ambessa was the warlord. I really did enjoy those scenes because I got to actually just be so physical, not just in my body, but in my voice with it. Imagine you're commanding an army of mostly men. How would that feel? And that is, physically, that is a very powerful position for your body. And then to find that in your voice as well. And they're all looking to you to lead them. You've got to dig deep and find something amazing. So I love those, yeah. When you get home at night, you're like, my God, I'm so tired. Why am I so tired? Why can't I? Yeah. How much energy you expand doing that, yeah. So that, some of those were my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
Also the ones where she was relaxing. When she was in the sauna, or she was having a massage, and a nice young man was just, all of those. I enjoyed those.
Yeah, but
I'm noticing a theme here.
Yeah, let's find
the
our
voice-
sexy one. Oh, hello.
Voiceover work is where you discover your voices, because when you're doing a play, you have one voice, and then you might be in that for a year. Now, whereas the guys that are like, there are guys out there, their whole career has been voiceover work. There was a very famous actor called N. Rytel. He gave up doing telly because he had so many voiceover jobs. He'd go from one to the other and so on. Like sometimes you find voiceovers today, and in them days, a pound was a pound a day. He apparently made that living just doing voiceovers, and he never did tell you anything. He was a proper legit actor, but he just didn't do it. Why am I going to go and do rep? 500 quid a week equity minimum, and he'd get that for 2 hours work. I mean, so, that's where you explore. I mean, for me, I was lucky. At one point, I was commercials, and so I got so much voice work. For instance, I did the British Gas Flame, which was different to the Spearmint Polo guy, which was different to, Reach for the Sun, Sunny Delight. I'm going from this guy to and that's where you cut the teeth in voices in voiceover work, because you don't get that many characters in your career on stage.
But I just want to say, just very quickly, if there's anyone out there who thinks that that's what I want to do, I want to do voice acting, I say go for it. Seriously, if you have what everybody calls a very interesting voice, please, it's
just
your
make a
gift.
tape.
Yeah, it's your
Make a
gift
tape. Yeah, let's
to
make a
give to
tape.
the world. Make a tape.
Do you know what you do?
Yeah,
If
find
you
an
want,
agent.
if you want to know, I tell you who dominates and still does and has been for years, voiceover work on television.
Yeah.
Mariella Foster.
Yeah.
Her voice has earned her. Oh my God.
Yeah.
She's been doing this stuff for like 30-something years, and I still hear her voice on commercials.
Yeah. So yeah, if you have
Yeah.
what everybody keeps saying is an interesting voice, then please explore it.
Yeah, make several,
Yeah.
copy some TV or radio commercials. You don't need no music, just your voice. And,
On your phone, even.
on your phone, and send it into voiceover agents.
Yeah. You can Google voiceover
Because
agents.
you don't have to be legit. You don't have to have a union card.
Yeah.
You can walk off the street and walk into a voiceover studio without
And you don't even have to walk into a studio, you can just do it online now as well. You can set it up, so.
You know, they don't even go to the studio now.
Yeah, so fantastic. Guys, that's a great way to finish. Just go do it if you want to do it. But guys, we have a big round of applause for Ellen and Danny.
Thank you, guys. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. Fantastic.
If you enjoyed this, you know, you can use the hashtag for EpicCon, and obviously at FKA you can tag it as well if you've got any pictures or anything like that. Stick around because I don't know if you noticed outside, there was some school kids drawings with their superheroes over that. I think they're filtered into the room. We're going to be announcing the winners for that in a second as well. So please stick around.
And also, don't forget, you know, he's got an act. If you see him, go and see his show. Yeah? Don't forget to give yourself a plug, brother.
Again, give it up for Ellen and Danny!